All right, let's talk about a major challenge for any growing CPA firm. How do you scale up without completely burning out your team? If you feel like you're constantly stretched to the limit, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to map out a new way of thinking, a modern blueprint for your back office so you can grow smarter, not just harder. Let's get right into it.
Man, this quote just hits home, doesn't it? It's that feeling every firm owner knows. You're thrilled to land a new client. But then that little voice in your head goes, oh no, how are we going to get this done? The real goal isn't just bigger numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about building something sustainable, something that doesn't break your people.
And this is the big question we're going to unpack. See, your first instinct is probably, we just need more people. We need to hire. But what if the problem isn't the number of people, but the system they're working in? What we're going to explore is the idea that before you even think about hiring, you've got to look at the very foundation of how your firm is built.
So where do you even start? Right here. Section 1 is all about looking inward, because before you can bring in any outside help, you've got to get your own house in order first. It really all starts with building a rock-solid internal foundation.
Here's one of those problems that can be really hard to see when you're in the thick of it. You can have the most talented people in the world, but if their roles are fuzzy, if nobody's 100% sure who owns what, well, you get chaos. You get work being done twice, things falling through the cracks, and a whole lot of confusion. So step 1 to scaling, getting crystal clear on who does what.
And check this out. This is one of the most common and most damaging points of confusion. The accounting manager owns the process. They're the engine room, making sure the day-to-day work gets done. The controller, on the other hand, owns the accuracy. They're the final checkpoint, making sure the numbers are right and compliant. When you try to smush these two jobs into one role, you're setting one person up for failure. It's a guaranteed recipe for burnout. Getting this right is absolutely fundamental.
Okay, so you've done the hard work. Your internal roles are clear, everyone knows their job. The next question is obvious. How do we actually handle more work? Because just hiring more full-time people means more payroll, more management, more overhead. There has to be a more flexible way to do this.
And that brings us to Section 2, building your new delivery engine. I love this phrase because it's not just about getting some help. It's about strategically redesigning the core of how you actually deliver services to your clients.
So the first part of this new engine is the offshore CPA hired model. Now, what's so important to understand here is that we're not talking about random disconnected outsourcing. This is about strategically plugging trained professionals who are compliant with U.S. standards directly into your team to boost your production power. And look how beautifully this integrates. They follow your procedures. They work in your software. They report to your managers. This means you can get a massive amount of help with all that essential time-consuming work, like bookkeeping, reconciliations, and tax prep, without ever losing control or visibility. It's your system, just with more horsepower.
All right, now the second part of the engine is a little different. This is for when you don't just need more hands on deck. You want to actually expand the services you offer your clients. White label services let you do exactly that. Add things like controller-level reporting to your service menu, all under your firm's name.
And just look at the kind of high-value services you can start offering: budgeting, forecasting, serious controller-level reporting. As far as your client is concerned, it's your amazing team delivering all this great work. They never have to know the difference. You get to offer more value without the huge cost and headache of building a whole new department from scratch.
Okay, so we've got this new model. Let's really put it to the test. Let's talk about the ultimate pressure cooker for any CPA firm. That's right, Section 3 is all about conquering audit season.
This is where the rubber really meets the road, isn't it? Audit season is famous for its brutal hours and insane deadlines. If this new delivery engine can make audit season smoother, well, it can pretty much handle anything you throw at it.
So how does this actually help in the real world? Well, you can use global audit prep teams to take on some of the most time-consuming grunt work. Think about it: preparing tie-outs, getting all those provided by client files organized, drafting the initial work papers. When you offload all of that, your in-house team is freed up to focus on what really matters: the high-level analysis and critical client communication.
All right, let's pull all of these pieces together. Section 4 gives us the complete blueprint. This is what the back office of a modern, truly scalable firm looks like.
And here it is, broken down into 4 simple steps. It's so logical. You start inside with clear roles. Then you add flexible capacity with the offshore hired model. You expand what you can offer with scalable services. And finally, you handle the busiest times with global audit prep.
See how each piece builds on the last? It's a complete system.
Now, this is maybe the most important point of all. The goal here isn't to get rid of your team or outsource everything. That's not it at all. This is about being strategic. It's about building a smarter, leaner, and more reliable delivery engine that supports your core team and allows your firm to finally grow without grinding everyone to a pulp. And we'll leave you with this final thought. Stop doing more, start building better. The way forward isn't just about working harder or running faster on the same old treadmill. It's about having the courage to step off and build a better one. It's about rethinking your entire structure so you can build a stronger, more scalable firm for the future.